Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. It's April 28th, 2017. I received 4 requests since last night to look into the deaths of former musicians Roger Troutman of Zap, the Jacka, a Bay Area rapper, also ASAP Yams, a New York area rapper, and Curtis Mayfield, another musician from New York. What we're going to talk about is how all of these people were truly murdered. It's murder by numbers. In case you're new here, listen to the song from 1983 by the band The Police, Murder by Numbers, talking about how it's as simple to kill as ABC 1, 2, 3. What that's referencing, those lyrics, is the ancient language of gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words. If you don't know gematria, you'll never see the murder by numbers code. And in case you are new here, I have hundreds of videos on this subject, lots of evidence to back up what we're, again, going to prove further, that entertainers are being murdered by the numbers, either that or they're faking their deaths by the numbers. So let's begin with Roger Troutman. Roger Troutman was reportedly killed by his own brother, and then after that, his own brother went blocks away in a car and shot himself in the head. That's the story. I assure you, if those men are dead, they were both murdered. The brother didn't kill his own brother and commit suicide. That's part of the sickest thing about these murder by numbers that needs to be exposed. Imagine what it would be to be murdered and then have your death blamed on a suicide or an overdose. You know, not only are you murdered, but then your legacy is humiliation or cowardice. You know? Also, imagine what it is for Roger Troutman's brother. You know, he gets murdered along with his brother, and then his brother's death gets blamed on him. This stuff is sick. And it is very clear who's responsible for all of this. It is the people who run the music recording industry, which are the same people that control all of entertainment, the sports world, Hollywood, television, your government. In this nation, our government's pure entertainment. All of our politicians are actors. And what everybody's under, the same umbrella, is the umbrella of money. Everyone's being controlled by money. And who controls the money? The Zionist Jews, the same ones who practice gematria. So, Roger Troutman, let's talk about his murder by numbers. Notice he was born November 29th, the 333rd day of the year. He was murdered at age 47. If you don't know the relationship between 47 and 333, we're going to go over that. It has a lot to do with the Freemason compass. But check this out. From his 47th birthday to the date he was murdered, April 25th, 1999, 147 days. And again, he's dead at age 47. The date he was murdered happened to be a date with 147 numerology as well, 147 days after his 47th birthday. In gematria, the word Freemason's 147, the word conspiracy is 147, the word dead man is 147, the word the Reaper, 147, or the name, you know, having to do with the Grim Reaper and taking lives. On the Freemason compass, there are 47 degrees. 47 degrees. And here's why that matters. The compass, it represents this to Freemasonry. Circumscribe our desires and keep our passions within due bounds. This compass that is set at 47 degrees represents that. When you take the gematria of that phrase, it sums to 333. Roger Troutman, born on the 333rd day of the year, dead at age 47. Also, the 47th problem of Euclid, very important to Freemasonry. This is about how to establish foundation. The Freemasons are builders. 47th problem of Euclid equals 333. So this man, Roger Troutman, dead at 47, born on the 333rd day of the year. The date he died, April 25th, is the 115th day of the year. Killing equals 115, so does Masonic. See my work on the death of Notorious B.I.G., all the 115 coded into his death. Puff Daddy's album came out 115 days later, not by coincidence. There's the song on there, Young G's, on Puff Daddy's No Way Out album. Young G's. They're not talking about young gangsters. They're talking about young Freemasons. And if you listen to Sting or the Police's song about murder by numbers, it's all about killing the people around you to boost your own status. If you haven't seen my work on the death of Notorious B.I.G., Jay-Z, who is a Freemason, is on that song, Young G's. Jay-Z, Puff Daddy, the two biggest beneficiaries of the death of Notorious B.I.G., whose death was completely murder by numbers. So this man we're talking about, Troutman, Roger Troutman of Zap. His group was called Zap, Z-A-P-P, and I guarantee you the Zionist Jews gave them this name. They did not create this name themselves. This name was given to us for a specific reason. Zap, gematria 59, number stamped all over black people throughout history. Motown Records came out in 59, Negro 59, Blues 59, Rasta 59, Slave 59, Kill 59. Seen a lot of black men murdered by the numbers in history. So thank you, Draco Money, for the question, but next time just do the work yourself. Took me about 5 minutes to make that post. All of you who continue to ask me to do the work, you know, you're being incredibly lazy at this point. The Gematrinator calculator does all the work for you. All you have to do is be willing to type in the words, you know, measure the dates, and then just click match, and you can go down and see all the relevant terms, you know. Derek has built this calculator that's made it so anybody can do gematria. So next up, the Jacka, Bay Area rapper killed on February 2nd, Groundhog's Day. The 33rd day of the year. And I just want to see something real quick. Groundhog's Day. Very interesting gematria. Notice the 193, that's the 44th prime number. The 44th prime number, the word kill equals 44. Execution 44. Number of death. Groundhog's Day, the Jacka on the 33rd day. He was born Dominic Newton, but he changed his name to Shahid Akbar. And it's interesting how the name he changed to, Akbar, has gematria of 33, the same day he was murdered on, the 33rd day of 2015. Remember, 33, number of ritual sacrifice that we see again and again. So, his rapper name, the Jacka, you know, that's what he was called, the Jacka. Who do you think gave him this name? Again, the record studios. The record studios that love to put the 59 stamp on black men. Gematria, Jewish practice, Zionist Jews controlling the entertainment industry. The Jacka 59, like Negro 59, like Kill 59, like Zap 59, which we just talked about. He died just short of his 38th birthday. Seen a lot of rappers die by the number 38 and a lot of entertainers. Just did the video last night on Michael Mantenuto, dead on a date with 38 numerology, dead 38 days before the start of the NBA Finals, which he was murdered for. Another ritual sacrifice for LeBron the Don James in King County, King James. Anyway, rapper has the gematria of 38. We've seen so many rappers die by this number. The two biggest names, Tupac, Notorious B.I.G., Death 38, Killing 38, Murder 38, R.I.P. 38. He died in 2015 to start the year. 15 also has the gematria of 38. To his 38th birthday, from the day he died to what would have been his 38th birthday was 191 days. That's the 43rd prime number. R.I.P. Rest in peace. Also has the gematria of 43. Died 27 weeks short of his birthday. From his last birthday to his death was 174 days. Have a number of videos on dead rap artists from recent time with the number 174. Five Dog died by that number. Bankroll Fresh. and more. I can't think right now because I've covered so many. But if you go back and watch my recent work on deaths of rappers, 174 showing up a lot. Number of the Beast has gematria of 174. So does New World Order. So dead 174 days after his own birthday. If you lose the 1 and just look at the 74, remember killing equals 74. Think about Tupac's final album. After his death, Machiavelli with him on the cross. Tupac equals 74, Machiavelli 74, cross 74, Jesus 74, killing 74, Jesus on the cross at 33, the Jacka dead on the 33rd day of the year. BET, I'll link all these posts down below if you want to read them. BET has an interesting article on his death, but just a reminder, black entertainment television equals 119, like All-Seeing Eye, like Starra David, like Master Plan. Remember, the Freemasons want people divided and fighting amongst themselves. So why not create a TV network just for black people? A lot of people don't like BET. Black people complain about it. White people complain about it. White people like to say, imagine if there was a white entertainment television. And really, imagine that. Imagine if there was a white entertainment television. You know, there'd be a huge, outcry. This is why our whole society is just built on divisiveness and hypocrisy and nonsense and bullshit. And everyone just goes along with it. The day he was born, the Jacka, a date with the life lesson number of 44, the kill number. It was also a date with 97 numerology. 97 represents the number death as well. Notorious B.I.G.'s death has a lot to do with 97, as well as 74, which we just talked about. He died 74 days before his birthday, Notorious B.I.G. His birth name, Dominic, gematria 42. Sometimes it can be coincidental, but 42 and 59, the number stamped all over black people throughout history. Here's Dominic, they call him the Jacka, 59. Dominic Newton, full name, gematria of 74, like killing. Again, there's that Slipknot song, Gematria, the killing name, gematria 74, English 74, killing 74, Masonic 74. It's not hard to see who created the language. He died in Oakland, Bay Area rapper, Oakland, Freemasonry hotbed. Oakland equals 58, like Freemasonry, like secret society, like Huey P. Newton, who established the Black Panthers in Oakland. If you missed my work from 2015, where I predicted the Super Bowl, the MVP, and the Black Panther tribute months before it happened, it had a lot to do with 58. I explained how Cam Newton would be the 58th quarterback to start in a Super Bowl if he faced Peyton Manning. Cam Newton with the Black Panther on the side of his helmet. Super Bowl out near the Bay Area, hosted by the 49ers. Cam Newton did become the 58th quarterback to start in a Super Bowl. Think about it. Huey P. Newton started the Black Panthers. Cam Newton became the 58th quarterback to start in a Super Bowl with the Black Panther on the side of his helmet. With a halftime show with a Black Panther tribute, where the white Denver Broncos won in the end. Wounded ducks being thrown by Peyton Manning as they carry off the Lombardi Trophy. Cam Newton couldn't remember how to recover his own football. You know what I mean? After he got fumbled, stripped by Von Miller, who I said would be the MVP, number 58, before the game started. Anyhow, this man changed his name to an Islamic name. He's part of the Nation of Islam, also gematria 58. The Jacka, Nation of Islam. Nation of Islam also has gematria of 77, like secret society, special number. Nation of Islam also has a coding of 148, syncing up with the word nigger, and probably not by coincidence because the Nation of Islam is Masonic-controlled opposition. Remember, these Zionist Jews, they want everyone to divide up and fight, and that's what they've done. That's what they've achieved. What he changed his name to, Shahid Akbar, has gematria 47. Remember, Dominic Newton was 74. Shahid Akbar, 47. 47 degrees on the Freemason compass. Shahid also has gematria of 139, like Freemasonry, like a lot of relevant things in America. America also 139, special numbers. Freemasonry obsessed with 33. This man dead on the 33rd day of the year. The name Shahid Akbar also has gematria of 83, like murder. Murder by numbers came out in 83. They said that his killer shot him on 94th Street. This man reportedly killed on 94th Street. When you write out 94, it sums to 147, like Freemason, like conspiracy. Just like how we saw, Roger Troutman dead 147 days after his 47th birthday. You see the parallels? And if you were to go through and watch, the hundreds of videos I have on murder by numbers, you'll see the major parallels. It's always the same recurring core numbers. 33, 38, 47, 74, And it's always Freemasonry. So, here's ASAP Yams, who supposedly overdosed on January 18th, 118. Again, always talking about this number in death, 118. Tupac Shakur died on a date with 38 numerology as well as 118. Every member of Tupac's entourage that's died since on a date with 118 connection. So this man overdosed January 18th, 118. Another way to express this date is 18/1, which is a lot like 181. 181's the 42nd prime number. 42, stamped on black people. We just saw Russell Westbrook get 42 triple-doubles, setting the season record. Oscar Robertson, the all-time leader, with 181. 181, the 42nd prime. The triple-double is the workhorse stat. Slavery equals 42, and all the triple-double leaders are black men. It's not a coincidence. Your sports are scripted. Russell Westbrook's whole season was scripted, just like once upon a time, Oscar Robertson's whole career was scripted. The scripting of sports by Freemasonry goes back more than a century. See my work on Moses Walker, the first black baseball player in white Major League, 1884. Moses Walker equals 42. Just like nigger, just like February, just like brothers. No other month sums to 42 besides February, the month that ends on the 59th day. Moses Walker played 42 games. Anyhow, this man's death has the 42 stamp as well as the 118 death stamp. He died at age 26. 26. ASAP is his rap group, ASAP 26. And again, listen to Murder by Numbers. Sometimes you got to kill the people just around you to maintain your status. I think the rest of his rap group's doing just fine, aren't they? Do you understand what money's done to this world? Money has taken all sensible things and put them on a tier below money for most people. For almost everyone. Because money, money is a necessity in this world, right? Unless you want to be homeless, live in the woods, live under an underpass. You need money if you want to clothe yourself, feed yourself, put a roof over your head. And for most of us, we're not having to murder people to do this, but most of us who are going to work to earn a check, most of us are just selling out ourselves. We're doing a job that's a waste of our time, doesn't, use our talents. We're sitting in traffic, we're commuting a long distance. At the end of the day, what have we really done, Nothing that's really benefited the world. So just realize, money just has everybody living for the wrong purpose. Whether your time's being wasted or whether you're being manipulated into murdering your friends and family for your own greed. Money, there's a reason it's called the root of all evil. And again, the Zionist Jews who practice this gematria, this is all their system. This is all their game. Gematria is all over your dollar bill. Never seen my work on the dollar bill and gematria, you better check it out. Anyhow, this man, he died just shy of his 27th birthday on a date with a life lesson number of 27, fateful number. Also died on a date with 34 numerology, 34, number for murder. Remember Freemasonry's 139? 139 is the 34th prime number. See the Notorious B.I.G. album coming out with his former wife? Has a lot to do with 34 and 139. I got a video on that. So this man who died, he was born in 88. Remember, hip-hop is abbreviated 88. H is the 8th letter. HH, 88, born in 88. He was born on a date with 33 numerology and a date with 113 numerology. Overdose equals 113. His death blamed on an overdose. His last birthday before his death was also a date with 59 numerology. You know, number stamped on black people. Kill number. He died in Brooklyn, New York. We talk about Brooklyn, New York all the time in Murder by Numbers. Just in case you're new here, here's what you need to know. Brooklyn, New York equals 223, as well as 74, as well as 79. 79 connected to murder. 74 connected to ritual sacrifice. 223, the trademark of the Freemasons and the Synagogue of Satan. The Synagogue of Satan are the false Jews said to rule in the end times. Whoops. Oh, one extra N in there. The Synagogue of Satan, false Jews said to rule in the end times and the end of the Bible. Notice the Synagogue of Satan, Brooklyn, New York, both 79 and 223. And Jewish gematria, Masonic, is also 223. Special number, as well as 115, like killing, you know. All these numbers we've been talking about throughout this video. But anyhow, dead in Brooklyn, New York on January 18th, Curtis Mayfield, who we're talking about next, suffered a nearly fatal injury in Brooklyn, New York at a concert. On this man's fingers, he has the tattoo that says Mob Life. If you notice his picture, like every knuckle is a letter, Mob Life. The word gangster has gematria 37, like Mob Life, also like ASAP. Just wanted to point that out. Yams also has gematria 58, like Secret Society and Freemasonry, the rap group. ASAP, the man dead, Yams. His death blamed on acute mixed drug intoxication, which has gematria of 308, something like 38. Our number for death, killing, murder. ASAP Yams also has gematria of 76, like accidental overdose. And real quick, I'll just check something since we know about more gematria methods since we initially put that out. ASAP Yams also 95, the reflection of 59. So next up, let's talk about Curtis Mayfield. He was injured August 13th in Brooklyn, New York, and then he died December 26th. 12 plus 26, 38. Curtis Lee Mayfield, born June 3rd, 1942, born in 42. Remember, they love to stamp on black people. Dead December 26, 1999 at age 57. And we've seen a lot of entertainers die at age 57, right? Entertainer has that gematria 57. We saw Prince go at this age. Vanity go at this age. Prince's father died 57 days after his birthday once upon a time, the same day Aaliyah died. 57 is also the number for Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. Scottish Rite, 57. So Curtis Mayfield, dead at 57. Look at his name gematria. Curtis Lee Mayfield, 187, like the homicide code. You know, we've seen so many people die by the 187 code. Rick James, 187 days after his birthday, right after the Chappelle skit. We just saw Charlie Murphy die at age 57, a year after Prince, also part of that Chappelle show. There was the benefit concert put on by John Mayer the day of his death, 187 days from John Mayer's birthday, who was also on the Dave Chappelle show. Dave Chappelle was at that benefit. We just saw Erin Moran die 187 days from her birthday. And just all throughout history, people have died by this number as well. 187 homicide code in several states. The date he died, a lot of interesting numerology. 156 and 66. When you write out the word 33, it sums to 66 and 156. 33, number of sacrifice. It was also a date with 137 numerology. 137, the 33rd prime number. With regard to it being a date with 39 numerology, remember, everything is 39 in New York. New York in reduction, 39. NY in ordinal, 39. NYC in reverse ordinal, 39. Empire, 39. Empire State. The United Nations, 39 floors tall in New York. The first governor of New York was George Clinton, 3939. He was born in 1739. He was vice president to Madison. Madison once made 39 proposals that became the Bill of Rights, which are 10. Madison made those 39 proposals on a date with 39 numerology. When you write out 10, it sums to 39. Think about the 10 commandments from the 39 books of the Old Testament. These numbers, super relevant. So here's a New York musician, also dead on a date with 39 numerology. And of course, it was also a date with the 38 connect. So here's the story. Curtis Mayfield injured in stage accident. And this happened August 13th, or 13/8. The date New York was established, July 26, 1788. That's a date with 138 numerology. But anyway, here was the story. Soul singer Curtis Mayfield is paralyzed from the neck down and remains in serious condition after being hit by a lighting scaffold blown down by a gust of wind during an outdoor concert Monday night in Brooklyn, New York. And I'll guarantee you that, that was no accident. It wasn't wind that knocked it down to hit this man. If this man was really injured, it was dropped on him. Mayfield, composer of such classic R&B tunes as People Get Ready and Superfly, was about to begin performing at Wingate Field. I mean, this is just how the Jews work. This is what makes me sick about this gang. Just how they mock with their bullshit stories. A gust of wind knocked down the scaffold at Wingate Stadium. These people are such assholes. Wingate Field, when a gust of wind dislodged an unstable scaffold of overhead stage lights and sent the tower crashing down on him. The scaffold struck Mayfield from behind and broke his neck, according to Mayfield's son. The 48-year-old, notice he was 48, veteran soul artist was listed in serious but stable condition on Tuesday at Kings County Hospital, suffering from head and neck injuries. Todd Mayfield, the singer's son, attributed the accident to gross negligence of the part of the concert promoters and said the family was in shock. So this happened in Brooklyn, New York. Curtis Lee Mayfield also has gematria of 79, just like Brooklyn, New York, like the Synagogue of Satan, like murder. His name, Curtis Mayfield, also has gematria of 213, like Black History Month, like Black Panther, like death. So many young black people killed by the number 213. Tupac Shakur killed 213 days after his February 13th All Eyes on Me album release. Either that or he faked his death, which wouldn't surprise at all, seeing as how on several albums he said he was going to have to embrace his early death, lyrics about dying young. You can't see me. What was Tupac really rapping about when he said you can't see me? Was he saying you're not going to be able to see me? After our little planned adventure? It is something to keep in mind with all of these celebrity deaths. It's possible they're all faking their deaths, but I think some of these people are really getting murdered. Death sells. So anyway, 213, number coded all over black people. So many people dead by that number. It's coded in this man's name. Brooklyn, New York, also where it happened. 223, like Masonic, like the Synagogue of Satan. In Revelation, there's a letter written to the Church of Philadelphia warning about the Synagogue of Satan. Philadelphia 223. Notice 223 is the 48th prime. He was 48 years old when this happened to him in Brooklyn, New York. And notice also that in base 8, 147 is 223. 147 is 223 in base 8. Somebody just said to me, I haven't even checked it myself, 147. I don't see it. Somebody wrote to me the other day that 147 sums to 223. It's interesting that it sums to 113, but I just wanted to see if it really did. Unless they told it to me a different way. 147, 147. I just want to see if it's true. Yeah, be careful. Sometimes people tell you things, double check it yourself to make sure it's true. But anyway, what I can show you is in Freemasonry, there's something called the Worshipful Master, an important title. Worshipful has the gematria of 147, and when you put the word master on, it becomes 223. You see? The Worshipful Master. And then in mathematics, in base 8, 147 is 223. You know, right where we started. So he was 48 years old. The word Freemason also has gematria 48, like Illuminati. With regards to 42 being stamped on black people, the name Mayfield 42. Supposedly, you know, the scaffold fell from the wind. Scaffold 42, what hit Mayfield. Again, Freemason and Zionism also 42. Look at the definition of scaffold. A raised wooden platform used formally for the public execution of criminals. I mean, think about it. Think about it. The date he was injured, August 13th, 1990, a date with 111 numerology, New York also equals 111. Remember September 11th, the day that leaves 111 days left of the year? The name Curtis Mayfield also has the connection to Scottish Rite Freemasonry. He died at age 57, Scottish Rite 57 like entertainer. Scottish Rite is the branch of Freemasonry, heavily infested with Zionist Jews. Jews equals 57. Also, Wingate Field has gematria of 119, like All-Seeing Eye, like Star of David, like Master Plan. And there's one more I should have put up here. When you write out Brooklyn, New York, like you'd write it on an envelope, Brooklyn, New York, also 119, as well as 47, like the degrees on a compass. So just wanted to cover these deaths. They were all asked about. You know, murder by numbers. Very real thing. At the very least, these character entertainers are what are getting murdered off. And then maybe these celebrities are escaping their celebrity and living the rest of their life. Perhaps this man, when he changed his name to Shahid Akbar, perhaps he knew the future of his rap career and that character would be killed off and then he could go back to being Dominic Newton or who knows, maybe a new identity? I'm just speculating. One of two things is happening. These people are being murdered, or they're all, you know, also participating in faking their deaths. Or a combination of both. All right, Truth Seeker. Until next time.